Hello! Today I'm going to build a round tree house out of these logs. Similar homes were built by hobbits and we'll construct such a house so that we have a place to spend the night. First of all, we need to find a suitable place for construction. After walking a couple hundred meters through the forest, I found 4 trees growing close together. The distance between them is about 3 meters. That's exactly what we need. So we'll build the house right here. Using a shovel, we dig a hole near each tree, about 20 to 30 centimeters deep. These holes are made for the thick logs. They will serve as the foundation piles for our house. First, these piles need to be protected from rotting. We'll do that using an ancient and very simple method. We lay firewood on the ground and make a big fire. Once it's burning well, we place the end of a log, the side that will go into the ground, into the fire and burn it for several minutes on each side. The wood should not burn through, but only get a good layer of char. This coating protects the wood from fungi, mold and bark beetles. Thanks to charring, the piles will last much longer and the future house will stand much sturdier. Using the same method, we protect the remaining logs. Then we install the first pile into the hole and cover it with soil. Next, we take a nail and nail the pile to the tree. To make it even more secure, we tie it to the tree with a rope. We install the remaining piles in the same way. After that, we place a log on top of them, first nailing it to the tree and then driving another nail into the post. We repeat the same on the other side. We need to install 2 such logs. We've just built the foundation of the house and now we'll move onto the floor. Stepping a bit away from the edge, we place a 3-meter long log on the foundation and nail it down. Then another one and 4 more after that. The floor turned out solid, sturdy, and hardly bends at all. After that, I went to the edge of the forest where thin wooden poles grow. That's exactly what we'll need next. I sawed off one pole, placed it between 2 trees, and gently bent the wood. After that, the branch could easily be shaped into a circle. We fixed it in that position with a rope. We'll need 2 such circles, so we make another one. We attach the first circle about 40 centimeters from the edge of the floor, so that later there will be a small balcony here. Using a screwdriver, we drill holes where the circle will be fastened. This prevents the screw from splitting the wood. After securing the first circle in several spots, we started attaching the second one using the same method. Now we have a frame that will give the house its round shape. Next, we need to cover this frame with logs. We screw in the first log. The second one will be attached on the opposite side. That way, during construction, the house won't become unbalanced or tip over. On the roof, we intentionally used thinner logs to prevent the frame from bending. Once the circle was closed, the house already started to look good, but to be honest, the structure turned out quite wobbly. We needed to fix that. We attached 4 braces from the wall to the foundation. After installing the braces, the wobbling almost completely disappeared. Then I decided to make a ladder so we could climb into the house, and it would also make construction easier. Next to the house, I used a shovel to dig 2 holes. We placed logs into them, leaning them against the foundation. The bottoms were buried in the ground and the tops nailed down. On these beams, we cut grooves using an axe. They're meant to keep the steps from rotating, and to hold them more securely, we nailed the steps into place. Now it's convenient to climb into the house. Now let's make the back wall. We install 2 poles and fasten them with screws. These poles will also strengthen the structure. To them, we'll attach various short wooden pieces left over from the construction. A few minutes of work and the back wall is closed. After that, we can move on to the front one. We also screw in 2 poles, but this time with a larger distance between them. This will be the doorway. We fill the spaces on the sides with the same kind of poles. Now we need to make a door, and we'll build it from the same type of wood. We attach a handle made from a curved branch, and the door is ready. We install it in place, and in my opinion, it turned out excellent. Since the entire house is built out of logs, there are many gaps through which cold wind can blow. Or even worse, rain could get inside. These gaps need to be sealed, and the best material for that is regular moss. Right next to the house, there was an entire field of it. We'll need a lot, so we collect plenty. We stuff moss into every gap. On the roof, we laid moss in large sheets so that rain definitely won't get inside. After that, there were no more cracks left in the house. Now bad weather isn't a problem. Plus, the appearance improved as well. But to make the house bright during the day, we came up with the idea to install a small window in the back wall. We place it against the spot where it will go and trace around it with a marker. Using a small electric saw, we cut along the lines. Now we have a window opening. The frame fits perfectly. Before installing it, we decided to treat it with wood stain. This gives the wood proper protection and a beautiful color. Once the stain has soaked in, we can move on to installation. We use wooden wedges to position the window evenly, and to prevent it from falling out during installation, we temporarily secure it with a couple of screws. We'll attach the window just like in real houses, using mounting foam. We fill the small gaps between the window and the wall with it. After the foam dries, we remove all wedges and screws and cut off the excess foam with a utility knife. The window is now firmly in place, but the foam-filled gaps look messy. To hide them from the outside, we screwed on a few neat wooden sticks. And to cover the foam inside the house, we cut many round wooden slices and attached them around the window. They not only masked the installation area perfectly, but also added a nice decorative touch to the interior. Now enough daylight enters the house, and there's a beautiful view of the forest. The window also makes it easy to air out the house, which means the wood will last much longer. After installing the window, we decided to upgrade the door. I took these door hinges and screwed them onto the door with self-tapping screws. Then we attached the hinges to the frame. In addition, we decided to install a latch. We secured it in place. Now the door can be locked from the inside at night, for example. And thanks to the hinges, it's much easier to open. Next, we just need to arrange the interior of the house. Since the house is made of logs, sitting or lying inside is very hard. So I took some soft foam padding to fix this issue. We spread it out and stapled it to the floor. On top of that, we laid and stapled a piece of fabric to cover the foam since it didn't fit very well with the interior. Now lying in the house is comfortable, almost like a real bed. Next, let's make some shelves inside. We attach 2 metal brackets to a wooden plank and then fix it to the wall of the house. For extra support, we add braces from sticks underneath. The shelf turned out very sturdy. We made another one using the same method. We applied wood preservative to the shelves and they're ready. Now we have a place to store our things. Outside, I plan to make a kitchen next to the house. First, I'll make a table. We need 4 tree stumps. Using a shovel, we dig 4 holes, about 20 to 30 centimeters deep. We place the stumps in the holes and bury them. Next, we took 2 thinner poles and carved flat surfaces on their ends with an axe so the joints would be stronger. We'll attach these poles to the stumps using nails. Then we cut a lot of thin sticks and removed the bark using a small axe. Once the bark was removed, we laid the sticks across the frame and screwed them in one by one. Now the table is ready to use. It's convenient for cooking and eating. The benches are even easier to make. We take 2 stumps and nail a couple of logs to them, and the bench is ready. We made another one. We placed the benches nearby and now it's comfortable to sit at the table. About 2 meters from the table and benches, we decided to make an earth oven. Using a shovel, we dig a square hole about 40 centimeters deep. On one side, we dig a small tunnel and continue digging from above until we reach it. We place stones around the opening and the earth oven is ready. We can put wood inside and start a fire. Let the oven heat up well. Meanwhile, we took a salmon and cleaned it of scales with a knife. We made several cuts on both sides of the fish, salted and peppered it thoroughly, and took a lemon, cutting it in half and squeezing the juice from one half. We poured olive oil over the fish and inserted lemon slices into the cuts. Next, we wrapped the fish in foil. By this time, the oven walls were nicely heated, so we pushed the embers aside and placed the fish inside the oven for half an hour. After the time passed, we took the fish out. Opening the foil released an incredibly delicious aroma. We transferred the salmon onto a wooden board and complemented the dish with tomatoes and fresh herbs. Dinner is ready. The fish turned out incredibly tasty, and the subtle smoky flavor made it even more exquisite. I had a hearty dinner, climbed inside the treehouse, locked the door with the latch, wrapped myself in a sleeping bag, and went to sleep. In the morning, the sun's rays shining through the window woke me up. That's how I spent 24 hours in the round treehouse. You can thank me for all this hard work by liking, subscribing to the channel, and sharing this video. See you soon!